YouTube, what's up? So, as promised, I'm bringing you the merchant guide. Now, so here's all the items, as you can see, and I'll go through and explain why they're good one by one. But these are just the ones that never let me down. I usually found to have the best profit margins. Now, these items are mainly for people from 1 to 5 mil, but I still even merch some of these items like monkfish and stuff like that. So don't count it out. If you have a lot of cash, you can still make decent money. These items I found to make the best profit and the best cash. So I got pay to play at the top and free to play at the bottom. So let's begin at the top. There we have a Dragon Dagger Poison Plus Plus. Now these are usually good to merch because they buy and sell really fast because of PvP. They're probably one of the most commonly used spec weapons along with the Granite Maul. And they buy and sell really fast. You can merch them really fast. You might only make like 300 to 400 GP off of each Dragon Dagger, but 100 is 40k. So, and that could take you anywhere from 10 minutes or so. And with 1 mil, that's pretty decent 40k in 10 minutes on a merch like that. Up next is the Granite Maul. Once again, they are really fast buying and selling because of PvP. Because people PK them and sell them, then people go and buy them back, or very fast buy and sell prices. Maybe not the best profit margins on the items, but really fast buy and sells. Iron darts and knives. Now these you might be like, what? These are commonly used for training range and stuff. People will go to ogres and just sit there and throw darts at them. So they're a really common range training item, and they're really cheap, so you can merch them in bulk, which is really what merching should be, unless you're up into higher items. So what you want to do when you have this low of cash is merch in bulk. So they're a great money maker. They might take you a little while to buy and sell, as they're not as in demand as Granite Mauls and Dragon Daggers and stuff like that, but they should still buy and sell pretty fast. Up next we have planks and oak planks. Now, these are in high demand for people starting out construction and continuing with construction. Usually people build a lot of oak stuff and then just tear it down, build more, tear it down, build more, tear it down. So, with planks you can usually get a decent profit margins, not always the best, but they buy and sell really fast. So it's easy to make a lot of money really quick. Up next is monkfish. These are probably the most commonly used training food out there for pay to play people. So it's in high demand because somebody's doing slayer tasks or just going out to train, going to dragons or whatever. They usually use monkfish, not sharks, because they're so expensive. Lobsters just don't heal enough. So I can usually get around to 50 GP margin. They buy and sell wicked fast. 5 minutes to buy and sell 1,000, not even. Up next we have super strength and super attack potions. Once again, PvP items. They buy and sell really fast, high in demand. Sometimes they have good margins, sometimes not. So it's really depending on what the day and what they're going for. Usually they're not too bad. Decent items. Herbs. Pretty much, if you have under 5 mil, I go with Irit and Candine, stuff that's under 2k each. But once again, because you want bulk, once again, Herblore, you can buy and sell 1,000 of these in a couple minutes. It's they're high in demand. Everybody wants to get to Overlords, or they're starting Herblore, they want to train some Herblore, they're going to make potions, whatever. You can merch clean or grimy. I find them both to work the same, pretty much. Although clean seem to sell a little bit faster, I think, because of people making unfinished potions. But yeah, they usually get you pretty decent margins. But usually, once you get into higher herbs, you get lower margins. Rune crossbow. Now, this obviously is probably one of the most used range items when people go bosses. If they don't have they go kill stuff, they don't have a chaotic crossbow, they'll be using a rune crossbow. PvP, it's just used everywhere in the game. It's one of those like universal items that's always used by rangers whenever anybody's doing range. That and the magic short bow are on par. So because of its high commonly used, it buys and sells extremely fast. Next up is rune arrows. Once again, because of PvP, they're in high demand and you usually get a decent profit margin. Sometimes it can be low, but usually it's always pretty decent. And that brings us to our last pay to play item, and that's potions unfinished. I used to merch Terrome pots unfinished, and I made huge amounts of money. I'd buy like 20,000 of them, make a mill, and they'd buy and sell within 30 minutes, and I made so much money off them. I probably made up to like 40 mil with those, and I went on to bigger items. But yeah, great money, amazing profits, usually profit margins, because people don't really think about merching those. It's one of those hidden items that really has a high demand and not a lot of people merch. So, you know, great profit, high demand, one of the best items to merch in my opinion on this list. Now we go to free to play. So starting off, we have Rune Plate and Rune Legs. Now those are commonly used in PvP in both free to play and pay to play. So, you know, they're in extremely high demand and they have decent profit margins, but because members and free to play people can merch them, you know, it's not going to have that great profit margins. But because they buy so fast and sell so fast, you can make decent money merching them. Now there's Green D-Hide Body and Green D-Hide Chaps, and this is because they have the best ranging gear in free-to-play, or armor I should say, and yeah, it's used in PvP and used just by people who are going out to range stuff, because it's the best range armor. So, you know, high demand, plus people crafting and members craft Green D-Hide to get 99. So they sell it, and you can buy and sell really quick and make decent amount of money. Up next is Lobster. It's commonly used for training in PvP and free-to-play. So it's in high demand, but very low profit margins. When free-to-play, because both members and free-to-play people are merching these items, you know, you got extra people merching these items, so usually smaller profit margins. Then there's Tuna. Once again, common training food in free-to-play, used for training or for, you know, just fighting stuff that doesn't really require lobsters or swordfish, like dark wizards or something. So it's in pretty high demand, a little better profit margin than lobster, but slower buy and sell times. Then that brings us to ores and logs. Now these will have really low profit margins, usually a couple GP each, but that's because of everybody merches them, both free to play and pay to play, and you know, they're just such a common item to merch that everyone does it. But you know, fast buy and sell because they're in such high demand. That's why everybody merches them, because they do so much for skills. And runes can also be added to those lists for both pay to play and free to play, as runes are always in high demand. Whatever rune you want, will pretty much buy and sell pretty well. So that does it for me, guys. I know there wasn't a whole lot of items, but that's because it's a lot harder to find items that you can merch in bulk when you only got a mil or so. So really, I wouldn't recommend merching until 5 mil, but if you want to, you can try these out and use them. But so next guide will be 5 to 10 mil, and they'll definitely have a lot more items. Like I said, I only want to put up items that usually almost always work and always have good profit margins usually. And I really don't want to put up just random items that, you know, fluctuate or whatever. But that should do it for this guide. So comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in part 4.